Oblalotak, Kanwat busy. Today is Tuesday. What day? All day today, let's be responsible. Always try to do our best. Cooperate with others and let's treat everyone with respect, including ourselves. Yesterday we talked like an overview about 6 ways to practice empathy in classroom, right? So do you guys remember what were those 6 ways? Listening actively, withhold judgment, be understanding, show empathetic body language, and practice mindfulness, and also ask open ended questions. Today, we're gonna focus on strategies to develop empathetic listening. There are different kind of listening, right? You listen to music, you can work and not pay attention to music, but it's in the background, you enjoy it. That's one kind of listening. Another listening is, for example, when I cook and I have my show playing in the background, I like that. I like to listen to my audiobook and focus on cooking. So I'm not focusing on my audiobook or the show that's going on my TV. My focus is on cooking, right? That's another kind of listening. And another kind of listening is empathetic listening, where you show that you care for the person who's talking, you pay attention. So, the first thing to know while empathetic listening happens is it's not about you. You don't have to focus on yourself in the moment. It's all about the person who's talking to you. You put away your phone, because if you're on phone and somebody's talking to you, first, it's not respectful, and secondly, they might think, this person is not interested in talking to me, so they might not feel safe or comfortable talking to you about their personal problem or anything that's going on in their life, right? Be an active listener. What that means is to actively engage in the conversation. Not, you don't have to say anything, just listen, ask open-ended questions so that they know that you are listening to them. Refrain from criticism. It's more like withholding judgments, like we talked about earlier. We don't need to criticize somebody who's trying to share their feelings, right? We need to adjust our body language, maybe a smile or a hug, or maybe a body language that says that you care for them. So that's another way you could be an empathetic listener. Paraphrase conversation. What that means is, say for example, if I'm talking about this is what happened and that is what happened and I found this and that happened and I called her and this happened, and then you just listen carefully and paraphrase it. Okay, so what I hear is, Surmeet, this happened and then you called her and she said this and you felt this. Am I right? And that's how I know, okay, she was listening, and if it's right, I'll say, yeah, that's right. And that makes me feel better and I want to share with you. Stop giving unsolicited advice. Sometimes when people share about their feelings, they are not asking for advice. They just want somebody to listen. They just want somebody to be there. So if they don't ask for advice, we shouldn't give anybody advice unless they ask for it. And one most important thing is don't fill up the silence. That means that sometimes a person might not say anything, but just want you to be there. And there might be it might feel like an awkward silence for a very long time. So for example, I say, I feel terrible today. And then I don't talk and I'm like silent and I'm quiet for a couple of minutes. There's an awkward silence. But I would want my friend to stay with me in that silence, because maybe I'm not ready to talk more. Maybe I just want her to know that I'm having a terrible day. Yeah. So these are some ways that you could practice empathetic listening. So maybe at home, this would go really a long way, where you put your phone aside when you're talking to your parents or your friend or your sibling. Try not to be very critical about what your friend says. Paraphrase the conversation, adjust your body language, show them that you care. Another way example of body language is when you nod your head, and that means they can, even without saying anything, the person feels like you care and you're listening. So focus on these strategies and try to practice them today, and let me know how you feel being an empathetic listener. I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. Thank you for participating and have a good day. Happy learning.